The fifth issue is on legal opinion or clearance details. The audit team established that only 5 project loans had legal opinion from the Attorney General of Kenya. However, the National Treasury did not avail legal opinion documents for review for the remaining 27 loans, and as such, the audit could not establish the status of the legal advisory in respect to the loans. This in turn may lead to implementing agencies not being able to meet conditions precedent on a timely manner, and may also expose the government to unfavorable financing terms, thus making the country incur avoidable costs. Chair, again we are indicating here that we were not able to get documentation on the legal opinions, and we again request that the implementing agencies and the National Treasury, if they can adhere to Section 9 of the Public Audit Act 2015, that requires public officers to provide information to the auditors. Chair, the response from the National Treasury on this issue was that a legal opinion is a condition precedent in most of the financing agreements. However, some agreements do not require it. In this specific case, kindly provide a list of the 27 project loans to ascertain whether it was a condition precedent or not. However, Chair, with the report that we sent to the National Treasury had the list of the 27 projects, the loan projects. So, of course, they are saying that we provide them the 27 projects, but I would like to indicate that the report that we sent to them for response had the list of the 27 projects.
So you shared with them and they asked you now?
Yes, again, yes, that's the point.
Since the implementing agency is both the National Treasury and the AG, have you asked the AG about those legal opinions?
The origin, how do you change? You see now,
They've put here.
But honorable members, I'm just wondering, who should be the custodian of the main project file? Should be the National Treasury. So the National Treasury says they don't have documentation. That is very interesting. For all on documents. Because I remember when I used to work there and I did a number of negotiations, we would always have a legal person accompanying the team negotiating. But our loans were properly negotiated, not like what I'm seeing now.
Okay, proceed with the director. We are not.
Chair, the next item is 3.28 to 3.31 on commitment fees and other charges. Review of the CS DRMS system that manages the debt payment at the National Treasury for the 3 financial years 2021, 2020-2021, 21-22, and 22-23. Revealed that a total commitment fees paid on all external loans was 55,862,814,696. A substantive test undertaken on the 32 project loans sampled revealed that total commitment fees paid on these projects for the same period under review was Kenya shillings 1,908,866,563. Chair, we did not get any response on this. What we recommend is that the fees, of course, this fees is occasioned by delays in acquiring the necessary facilitative services like leaves, obtaining no objection certificates, and delay in signing power purchase agreements, which could have been avoided. And because we did not get a response from them, I think this is something, Chair, that will be picked up by yourselves. Yeah. Yes, they are there. Yeah. The next issue. It was in paragraph 3.32 and 33 of the report, delays in drawdown fast disbursements. The audit reveals that only 2 out of the 32 projects drew down fast disbursement on time, while others did not draw down money because of conditions precedent, which include but not limited to signing of the subsidiary loan agreements, delays in signing of the power purchase agreements, and delays occasioned by compensation for acquisition of oil leaves. There are also delays related to issuing of no objection certificates that will enable activities to start on site. There are also delays in provision of GOK counterpart funding because there is always a portion of the funding that is supposed to come from the GOK. Chair, we are saying that to ensure that loan contracting is done to minimize cost and risk for borrowing, the National Treasury should ensure proper scrutiny and negotiation of loan terms, ensure adequate involvement of the project implementing agency during loan negotiations, and preparation during uptake of the project loans to avoid delays in the drawdown of fast disbursements caused by delays in the counterpart funding. The accounting officers in every national entity while requesting for funding should prioritize the projects which have already received approval. Further, Chair, we also indicate that the National Treasury should consider the counterpart resource requirements to inform the national budget so that they are budgeted for early enough so that these delays are not experienced. And the outlook, so they should be considered in the national budget review and the outlook paper budget sector ceilings as per the PIM guidelines outlined in the National Treasury Circular number 16 of 2019. Chair and the honourable members, the response from the National Treasury on this issue was that the Treasury Circular number 12 of 2018 was issued in 2018 on the checklist of mandatory requirements that the line ministries must provide before seeking external financing support. These include confirmation of the acquisition of land and oil leaves, prioritization and commitment of the GOK counterpart funds, among others. This has therefore mitigated the government against potential financial risks, including payment of unnecessary commitment fees and other charges. That was their response, Chair. So that's not the position, Chair.
They are not sure where so that they're open.
No land, no way. Yes. The issue is that the conditions precedent, they should be aware of the conditions precedent so that when they are due or they fall due, they should be able to ensure that they are done in time so that they don't attract commitment fees.
But Chair, in defense of the National Treasury, this is circular or was for 2018 and your project period and your period of your audit was 95 to 2010, isn't it? So the 2018 circular will not help.
2022, 2023.
No, but the loans that what they were looking at was for the period 95 to 2010. Isn't that what you said? The loan, the samples.
Okay, thank you so much, Chair, for that particular question. Actually, it does help because disbursements, the projects are still drawing funds. So even now with the new projects, they need to adhere to that particular circular henceforth. But now for the other previous, of course, we stick now to the loan agreement, which they have to kind of adhere now to the precedent conditions before fast drawdowns. So thank you so much.
Chair, I think just by extension, the issue is that in each loan agreement, there are conditions precedent which must be adhered to. And for the drawdowns to take place, those conditions precedent must be adhered to. So regardless of the fact that there was a circular that came up in 2018, I think the key document of reference is the loan agreement. So if the disbursements are not done because of the non-adherence to the loan agreement terms, that is where the issue lies. Thank you, Chair. Chair, with your permission, you may allow me to now allow the
Hand over to the other director.
Yes, please.
And I'm sure, other than reading sentence by sentence, could summarize the issues and we pick them.
I think, Chair, if we go up to, if we shouldn't go to the individual sample ones. We should just go for this generalization up to 3 point. Yeah, I have come through also. Okay.
This one.
Okay, we can go on, Chair.
Yeah, continue. I said you were set.
Okay. Chair and honorable members, we are now at paragraph 3.34, which extends up to 3.35. This one is on undrawn balances long after the project is complete. We are saying a review of records relating to three loan project, that is, or carrier projects managed by Kengen, reviewed anomalies as follows. 1. Although these projects are reported complete, no reasons have been given for retaining undrawn loan balances, which amounts to Kenya shillings 12.5 billion as account balance for the period ranging between 3 months to 7 years. Secondly, further, these undrawn loan balances on completed projects attracted unavoidable commitment fees amounting to Kenya shillings 70.9 million. Our recommendation on this, Chair, and to honorable members, that to ensure that loan contracting is done to minimize cost and risk from borrowing, the National Treasury should ensure proper scrutiny and negotiation of loan terms, ensure adequate involvement of the project implementing agency during loan negotiations, and also preparation during uptake of the project loans. Some bit of the response that we got from the National Treasury, Chair and honorable members, the unutilized amount of Kenya shillings, about 11.2 billion, from Orkaria 1 Unit 4 and 5 was allocated to Orkaria 1 Unit 6, amounting to Kenya shillings 5.2 billion. And Orkaria 1 Rehabilitation, amounting to Kenya shillings 4.9 billion. The implementation of the Orkaria 1 Unit 6 is now complete and fully disbursed. The implementation of Orkaria 1 Rehabilitation was in 2022 and expected to be completed in 2026. The project has already disbursed Kenya shillings 1.3 billion. So that's the position.
Yeah, move on.
Going to 3.36, the third item is on wastage of Kenya shillings 626 million due to delay in cancellation of underground electric power distribution network project in Nairobi area. Chair and honorable members, is what my colleague was trying to mention.
Yeah, you know, Martin, I appreciate speed. It is good for our understanding because I think that the 3.5 has brought out something that is very important. You see, there is an issue of a budgeting, such that monies now are being moved to other projects, if I read it right. And I don't know, Chair, how these loans are structured, just for our understanding. So that then, if the monies were intended for Project A, and there is change of activity, are there processes or is there any process that needs to be followed or procedure so that then that money is reallocated? Because I from the response here, and I agree with you, there don't seem to be any form of variation in terms of where that money is to be expended. So, as much as, because this is quite something, 11 point something billion, 11.5 billion or there, 11 billion, so to say, is quite a material. I mean, this can lead, as stated here, to overstatement of our debt, and this is how money is lost. So, what explanation would you give us, or how would you help us now, so that then, as we interrogate the National Treasury or Kengen, then we can get to the bottom of this? Yeah, this is serious. 11 billion.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair and members. Normally, it's an agreement between the donor and the implementing agency, and also the National Treasury. When there are undrawn balances, it's upon the implementing agency to inform the Treasury that there's these balances that needs now to be either cancelled or maybe repurposed for another project. But what we came up to find, it requires now an addendum or a subsidiary agreement, which normally takes time. So that is how it should be. First, notification by the implementing agency, or now we've completed, and then what do we do with these particular balances? But of course, this is, if we see a project, let's say one project having those undrawn balances, it's maybe normal. But now if we have a number of projects having those undrawn balances, yet they've completed the project, then it's something which it's quite alarming, maybe, yes.
Chair, in your auditing, did you establish whether there was a correlation between the undrawn balances and lack of a feasibility study? Two, could this be as a result of either omissions or fluctuations in the currency, in the borrowing currency, so that you have such huge undrawn balances? What was the real cause?
That's a good question. Maybe we could go back and maybe reevaluate those particular reasons and find out those correlations. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Chair, honorable members. On our page 16, we have that item on the wastage of Kenya shillings 626 million. Due to delay in cancellation of underground electric power distribution network project within Nairobi area. Underground electric power distribution network projects undertaken in Kilimani, Haligam, Gong Road, State House Road, Lavington, and Kirireshwa Westlands, Parklands, Gara Riverside Roads paid a commitment fee amounting to Kenya shillings 474.5 million. As the cancellation of the two project loans took about 5 years. In addition, the two projects incurred interest due to delayed payments amounting to Kenya shillings 151.8 billion, thus resulting to a total wastage of Kenya shillings 626.4 million. Our recommendation is to ensure that loan contracting is done to minimize costs and risk of borrowing. The National Treasury should ensure that proper scrutiny and negotiation of loan terms